Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
What's up everyone, it's boy and it's Race 97, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. The next day on Saturday, and we are back for single car qualifications for the front row starting positions for the Season 5 Daytona 500. Plus yesterday we had round number 1 with 2 groups of cars, and it has nailed down to 12 cars that will fight for the front row, guaranteed starting positions in the Daytona 500. And then third on back to 12th, they will be in their respective duels. So it's gonna be an interesting one here. And I'm not alone for this one. I'm joined by the team owner of Live Fast Motorsports, Elijah Leonard, up here in the booth.
Hey, how we doing? I'm gonna be around more often later this year, so I'm actually really excited to be here, especially later on this year. But more so for today, I'm really excited to see what these 12 guys are gonna be capable of here tonight or today. Whether you know what I mean.
Yeah, without doubt. It's going to be very interesting if what ends up happening here. Never done single car qualifying before on the channel, but this is a little bit of a snippet of it. In case none of you have watched Alex's stuff, this is how things will look. Honestly, one car at a time, and a little bit differently, they will have 2 laps to get the best time possible. And that's basically pretty much it. Just 12 cars, 2 laps, 1 attempt, and whoever has the fastest time after the 12 cars will start on the pole, and whoever has the second fastest time will start on second, or they'll start second. This is the order that we will see them. Basically, 6 from Group 1 and Group 2 yesterday will go out first, and then 5th from the 2 groups, and etc. So first up will be Logan Williams, and then Skyler Taylor in the 17 and 20 respectively. The 48 of Santi Messi, and third Ace Garcia in the number 7 will go out 4th. John Andrews, the Clash winner, will go out in 5th. In the 34, Matthew Hubert will go out in 6th. Beal will go out in 7th. And Ronald Kennington will go out in 8th. Alex Sanvitale will go out in 9th. Angel Gutierrez, the only Daytona 500 only driver to make it into round 2, will go out in 10th. And then local Elijah will go out in 11th with Wyatt Walker. And then the fastest driver in Group 1, Rutkowski, will go out dead last here in single car qualifying. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get things underway with Logan Williams in the number 17. And here we are, the first driver out here in single car qualifying for day 2 of Daytona 500 qualifying. It's the driver of the number 17 for RFK Racing. He won back here in season number 4 in the Power F1, and he won the season for All-Star Race. It is Logan Williams, driver of the number 17, and Will Parrish is the team owner. Of course, this team is a 2-car organization, and they got Anthony Hernandez, who unfortunately didn't qualify too well yesterday, but they got Logan Williams, the experienced driver in his 2nd season in the Cup Series, and he's going to be the first one to give a crack at the racetrack.
Should be very interesting to see how these qualifying laps will go. I mean, especially with this version of Daytona, you're going to see here, especially as they take the green, as Logan Williams takes the green. He was hogging the middle of the racetrack going to the tri oval here. Now let's see what happens going into turn number 1. A little bit of a late entry, kind of committing to the middle. Usually if you want to get a faster lap, you want to go down to the bottom, because the bottom is the shortest way around. But we'll see if anybody else later on in this session is going to take the middle here, as Logan Williams works his way through 3 and 4 to take the white.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this version of Daytona. Is the great version, but they won in the middle of the racetrack. Logan Williams went 205 down a back stretch, 203, and at the line to complete lap number 1 of 2 will be a 44.316. Pretty solid lap time. Of course, yesterday with group qualifying, everyone was going like 41 seconds roughly, so obviously going to be a lot slower with it being 1 car, but Logan Williams have to see what he can do to make everyone push a little bit harder down backswitch for lap number 2.
We'll see what happens here. He's right up against the wall here, down the backstretch, down into turn 3. Hugging the middle of the racetrack. About 205 going through midway through the corner. 203 on corner exit. Let's see what that speed is coming to the line. It might be a little bit better.
Yeah, Matt's at 206 into turn 3, and it's going to be a 43.
It is.
3-0. A very solid lap time from Logan Williams right there. And that's going to be the new benchmark for these 11 drivers to go after here in single car qualifying. Good lap time from Logan Williams. Second car out will be Skyler Taylor in the number 20. And here's the second driver out on track for Daytona 500 single car qualifying. Is the number 20 of Skyler Taylor in the Yahoo Toyota Camry for Jokers Racing, and the Toyota and the Jokers Racing owner is the Dovet Chouette. And gonna have to wait and see what Skyler Taylor can do. Plus, they are a rookie to the Cup Series, but did do some starts in towards last season, and have to see what this toy machine can do after that pretty solid lap time from Logan Williams.
So this is our, as of today though, I know that we had Toyotas out on the racetrack yesterday, but as of today, this is our first Toyota in this single car qualifying format. So I'm curious as to what the aerodynamics are going to look like here coming to the green. A little bit, you see here by Skyler Taylor, just a little bit lower on the tri-oval, just as they were coming to take the green here, coming into turn number 1. Looks like a little bit lower entry, so we might see a better first lap here by Skyler Taylor. We're just going to have to wait to see once this 20 car crosses the line again this time around.
Yeah, for sure. I believe Williams did a 205 into turn 3, and it's going to be a 204 from Skyler Taylor. So, might be running a little bit lower, but definitely not as fast. Just a little bit slower, 201 on exit. Not that great of a first lap from Skyler Taylor. 202 out of the line, and lap 1 is going to be a 44.502.
So I stand corrected on what I said there, but it might be a little bit better. 202 and corner entry, yeah, I do see it there. Not as fast as what Logan Williams had the last time. So about 201, 202 there through turns 1 and 2, gaining a lot of speed here down the backstretch into turn 3. 205.
Solid.
Right about the same, yeah.
Not too bad. Maybe a little bit faster on lap 2. 202 on exit. I don't think it's going to be on top of the board, but I don't think it's going to be too bad a lap time. 44.124, not too bad, 2 tenths off, but still a pretty solid lap time from Skyler Taylor right there in the number 20 machine, the rookie to the Cup Series. Up next is another rookie of the number 44 of Santi Messi. Next up to qualify here in single car qualifying is a brand new driver to the series that we can finally talk about a little bit more. We got Santi Messi and this number 48 of Hendrick Motorsports. Of course, the owner is Nathan Stapleton, and the number he is the owner of the number 48. And we don't know much about this driver, Santi Messi, brand new to the Discord, brand new to the channel, but pretty impressive stuff to make it into round 2 of qualifying, and now we have to see what this rookie has in store with some single car speed.
And I do believe he is the only Hendrick Motorsports car in this final round, so definitely a pretty impressive deal for Santi Messi, especially in his first tenure in the JBL Cup Series. So just have to say what he can do here on this first lap.
198 entering turn 1. Well, lap 1's a little bit of a warm-up lap, but it's going to be interesting to see what Hendrick Motorsports can do. I believe this was Eli Bright's ride last season in Season 4, and have to see what Messi can do. 202, 203. And it's going to stay at 203 entering turn 3. So that's, I think, the slowest that we've seen on the first lap. And down to 200 exiting turn number 4. Not going to be a good lap 1 from this number 48 of Messi.
Yeah, this is a little bit slower here on the entry to the trial. Last we saw from Logan Williams is about 203, averaging about 203 between Williams and Taylor. Then now Messi about 200 going through the trial there. This isn't going to be that good of a lap, but I'd be surprised if it holds up as this session goes on, but we'll just have to wait and see. It looks like 204 going through turn number 3 here. Not as fast as what, say, Skyler Taylor had in his run, but we'll just, 201. Yeah, definitely not going to be a good lap.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this might be the slowest lap so far, and it is 44.347. We've gone from a 43.930 to a 44.124 to now a 44.347. Another 0.2 off, and unfortunate there for the number 48 of Messi. And up next is a guy returning to the Cup Series for the first time in a while. It's Ace Garcia and number 7. Here we go. This is a guy that I'm excited to talk about. Returning to the Cup Series in I believe 2 or 3 seasons is Ace Garcia in the number 7 for Spire Motorsports. Caleb Rose is the team owner who of course joined me yesterday for Group 1 and 2 for the Round 1. And have to see what the second Chevy in the row can do of Ace Garcia.
And returning, as you said, to the JBL Cup Series. I'm really excited to see this. I mean, we went from somebody who is literally making their first ever start in the JBL Cup Series to somebody who's returning. So let's see if we go from rookie experience to veteran experience. So I'm really curious to see what these laps are going to look like here for Ace Garcia as he comes around to take the green flag.
Yeah, without doubt, first time being back since I believe Season 2 or Season 3, but he does have a lot of experience behind the wheel, and can be interesting of what he can do this season. Going 198 and 1 and 2. Not too bad. 199. Gonna really be able to see of how much speed they get down the backstretch here. That's where they seem to get a lot of the momentum. And all the way 203. And
looks like that's probably going to be max there as he goes into 3. Not as fast, but it looks like 202 and then kind of averaging back down to 200 as on corner exit here. Coming to the line. Looks like 201. Not a bad lap, though. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but that's still pretty average. Let's see what the second lap holds.
Not too bad of a first lap. Maybe a little bit slower than Messi in the 48, but not too bad. He's Garcia, not a bad driver whatsoever, but not that good here in qualifying. Of course, the lanes are pretty equal still, so it's just the luck of the draw. 204 into turn number 3, and I think this could be maybe 3rd or 4th for Ace Garcia at the line. Have to wait and see off turn 4. Staying at 201. At the line for Ace Garcia, it will be a 44.316. That will be good enough for 3rd for Ace Garcia.
Good deal. Honestly, was kind of doubting that first lap there, but he managed to pull it back together and pull off a 44.316 3rd spot. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all for Ace Garcia. Gonna have to see if that holds up for him. Up next is the guy that won the Power League Clash a couple of nights ago. Is John Anderson, number 34. Next up for Daytona 500 Round 2 qualifying is the number 34 of John Andrews. The team owner is, of course, Benny Watson. And this 34 dominated the Power League Clash a couple of nights ago. Andrews, a multi-season veteran, at least 3 or 4 seasons, maybe all 5. I'm not entirely sure on the top of my head, but at least 3 or 4. And gonna have to be really, really interesting of what this 34 of John Andrews can do.
I'm really curious as well. I mean, I'm really happy to see this number 34 on track. This is one of the cars I was actually pretty excited to see, especially with John Andrews and Benny Watson, with being the car owner and also the team owner, more importantly as well. So must be, it's definitely a really good combo there, especially with this number 34 machine and John Andrews and Benny Watson here coming to, obviously just took the green 200 going into turn 1. Actually, I think that's the fastest we've seen all day thus far.
Yeah, I think that might be up there close with Logan Williams potentially for lap 1 entering turn 1. This is a fast lap time from John Andrews, all the way 204, 205 down the back switch on lap number 1 for a really long time.
Actually, yeah, he actually held that for a good while. 204 going through the corners. This is, I think this is actually going to be a really good first lap.
Drop down to 202 for a brief second. 203 out of the line. This might be one of the best lap 1s of the day. And yeah, that's...
Look at that.
Wow, that is way up there for a lap 1 speed.
That is definitely the fastest lap 1 speed that we've seen all day. 44.307. Let's see what lap 2 is going to hold. 202 going through 1 and 2. 203 on corner exit. Yeah, this is going to be this is probably going to be the lap that knocks Logan Williams off the pole for sure.
206. Can we get 207? No, we don't, but 206 for a long time. I think Ford might have speed here today for single car qualifying. Logan Williams was fast for a long time, but I think that might go to John Andrews. 203 down to the line, and it will be... Ooh, I actually don't know. I think that might take second. Yeah.
Well, even if that's second, that's still a front row spot there.
Yeah, Williams to the 43.930, and Andrews to the 43.947 by 17 thousandths of a second. Second for Andrews, oh so close, and Ford have speed here today. Up next is another rookie to the series. It's the number 23 of Matthew Hubert. Next up here in single car qualifying, the 6 out of 12. After this we will be halfway through. Is the number 23 of Matthew Hubert with the DoorDash sponsorship, and the team owner is apparently the fan favorite analysis series is Jack Koss, the team owner, and Travis Hampton was about middle of the road, his teammate in group qualifying yesterday. So have to see what the second brand new newcomer to the series does in Matthew Hubert.
And this is the second of 3 Toyotas here, and the first Toyota, if we can recall here, Skyler Taylor in the number 20, currently sitting third with a 44.124. So obviously he is the fastest Toyota here, but let's see what this looks like coming to the green. 196, 197 on the exit of the tri-oval here. Not as fast, I don't believe, as Skyler Taylor, but let's see what happens going through turns 1 and 2, averaging about 199, now 200 on corner exit.
Not too bad in 1 and 2.
Not too bad, but still not the best first lap, but that's why there's always that second lap. That second lap is always going to be the lap that comes in handy.
Yeah, for sure. 204 in turn 3. Not too bad for Hubert, of course, one of the newcomers to the series. And Matthew Hubert is going to complete lap number 1 at 202, and it would be a 44.485, not too shabby. That's kind of in the middle of the road for first laps, but one of the better ones I think so far, in 202, 201, and only 201 for a brief second, and now back up to 202, and this could be a solid second lap.
Getting up to 204, 205 midway down the back straightaway. About the same on corner entry here. I do agree. I think this is going to be a little bit of a better second lap here. I think this might also knock Messi off of 5th here. Let's see at the stripe.
See, I'm going to say 3rd for Hubert. It's going to be 44.115. Wow. Almost.
That is 3rd. Look at that.
Well, wow, okay. 3rd for Hubert, and that's going to be 3rd and 4th for the Toyota. Almost the same speed from the 23 to the 20. Solid one from Matthew Hubert, 3rd out of 6 here. And up next will be William Beal in the number 4. Here we go, up next here in single car qualifying for the Daytona 500. 7th call out is the number 4, Brandon Beal, and he is returning to the same rod from season 4 to season 5. And the team owner is Bernardo Diofera I probably butchered that, but it's whatever. Brandon Beal, one of the few drivers to maintain his ride from season 4 to season 5. He won at Watkins-Glen, and hopefully he has a better season this season. And we have to wait and see what the third Ford does, as they are currently 1-2 here in qualifying.
The two Fords have been pretty fast, of course, with Logan Williams and John Andrews. Let's see if Brandon Beal could add on to that trend, as we're coming to take the green flag. About 197 crossing the start-finish line this time by at 198 on the exit of the tri-oval. He's building up some pretty good speed here heading into turn number 1. A solid 200. And he looks like he's going to stay here pretty consistently right around 200. 201 on corner exit of turn number 2 heading down the back straightaway.
Something about these Fords, they have hit the setup spot on. 205. 206 for lap number 1 for Beal into turn number 3. Wow.
But I think that was the fastest that we've seen all day. I mean, other than John Andrews on that first lap here. I think this is going to be a really good first lap. Probably right up there with Andrews.
Yeah, I think this might be the best fast lap. Oh yeah, that's one of the best.
Wow, yeah.
That is either the first or second best first lap so far. What a lap from Beal, and can he keep up the momentum on lap number 2? 203 constantly to 1 and 2. 204 on exit. 205. 206.
206.
Can we get 207? We got 207.
Look at that. 207 heading into 1. And consistently right around 205, 206 going through the corner. Corner exit at 203. That has to be a really good lap.
I'm confident this has to be P1, and it
Look
is.
at that.
43.823 to the top of the board. First driver to hit 207, and Brandon Beal is on pole as of now for the Daytona 500 and Forza 123. How about that?
These Fords are looking really, really strong here, and we only have one more to go as this session goes on. But still have at least one more car to go before we can get to that last Ford.
Yeah, Beal looks like he could be on pole, but we still have 5 cars to go. Up next is the third and final Toyota of the number 19 of Ronald Kennington. Well, after that amazing lap from Brandon Beal, we have to wait and see what Ronald Kennington can do here for the third and final Toyota of the final 12. Is Ronald Kennington, the number 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry for Jokers Racing and Moldovich Chouette. And of course, last season, he was part-time in the number 44 for NY Racing, and he had to race his way into the 500. I'm not entirely sure if he made it into the 500 or not, but this season he has no worries whatsoever. He's full-time, and he has a shot at winning the pole, and we have to see what the final Toyota can pull off here.
Right now, his other two Toyota teammates of Hubert and Taylor have averaged about 9 1,000ths of a second apart from each other. 44.115 for Matthew Hubert, 44.124 for Skyler Taylor. Right now, about 4th or 5th. Let's see what Ronald Kennington can do here. 198 going through turn number 1. Not looking too shabby, but this is only just the first lap, so you might go into turn number 1 and 2 a little bit faster this next lap. Building up more speed, heading down the back straightaway, about 203. 204.
Flood of 204. That's not too bad for a first lap by any means. 203, 204 is really good for the first lap, and have to see what Kennington can do, holding it steady at 201, coming to the line. I think that's going to be a pretty solid first lap. Yeah, not too bad. Not the best, but not the worst for Kennington's first lap. 44.670. And see what he can do on the second lap, down to 200 for a split second. 201 through turn 2. 202 exiting turn 2, and now 203. 204. If he gets 205, then this might be a decent lap.
Yeah, it looks like that's not going to be 100% the case. Definitely a solid 204 on corner entry, 201 on corner exit. it's probably going to be a little bit of a better lap. Definitely not a pole contending lap, but it's going to be a better one.
Yeah, that's going to be about where the Toyotas have been. That's going to be a 6th position for Kennington, a 44.309, and it's going to be Toyota's 4th, 5th, and 6th here at Daytona. Up next is the 4th and final Ford of the number 12 of Alex Sanvitale. Here we go, the 4th and final Ford to go out here in Daytona 500 single car qualifying on day number 2 is the number 12 for Team Penske, Alex Sanvitale, and the team owner is Bronson Minnick. I know I butchered that name. I will try to get better at that as the season goes on. It's a long season, so I will get away at some point. But a new driver to the channel, the 3rd new driver to the channel and to the series, and so far we've had a mixed bag with new drivers. Matthew Hubert is 4th fastest out of 8. Meanwhile, Messi is 8th fastest out of 8. So we'll have to see what this number 12 position can do, the 4th and final Ford of the day.
And it looks like the only Penske car in this entire field. It looks like coming to take the green, 190 across the stripes. So bit of a better first lap for that what we've seen from the previous driver, Ronald Kennington. About 201, almost 202 going through the corners. Now 202 as he hits the back straightaway. But this is definitely going to be the spot where we're really going to see if this is going to be a really good first lap here. Building up speed, 206, maybe 207. No.
206, wait, first lap. That is really, really fast. I'm convinced that Ford just hit with the setup perfectly. Because they are 1, 2, 3 right now, and it's looking good for this number 12 to possibly make it 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 204 at the line. That, oh my goodness, that is the best. That is the best first lap all day.
Hands down, that is the fastest first lap we've seen all day. And that's the fastest we've seen anybody cross the start-finish line heading through the tri-oval. 204. We've seen a lot of 203s and 201s, but that's the first 204 we've seen. 207 before getting into turn 3.
Already, not gonna hit 208, but a long time in 207. I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to say that last name very, very quickly, because off turn number 4, out Sanvitale, I will assume it's gonna take the top spot, and it blows into it. Blows into the top spot.
Look at that!
690. A whole 10th and a half faster than Brandon Beal.
That's almost 2/10 faster.
Ford, what are they cooking? They cooked here today. And right now is 1, 2, 3, 4. Can they survive with 3 strong Chevys to go? Let's find out here up next. Here we go up next. With 3 cars remaining, it's the only Daytona 500 only driver to make it into round number 2. Driving the number 91 for Trackhouse Racing with Ryan Little as the team owner. We got Angel Gutierrez in the number 91. He's going to be full-time in the Truck Series. And he finished 7th in the point standings in Angel a couple of nights ago. And got to see what he can do here, being the only Daytona 500 only driver to make it into round number 2.
Pretty impressive here for the Daytona 500 only car to make it into this final round of pole qualifying. Comes around to take the green flag. It looks like he might average about 196 at the start finish line, maybe 197, but pretty close there. But I'll have to see what Angel Gutierrez has here for lap number as he heads into turn number 1.
Of course, Trackhouse has a pretty solid lineup this season with Owen Miles in the number 1 and Noah Clifton in the number 99. And how about this Angel Gutierrez? I don't think that this Project 91 Team Trackhouse machine is playing 205 on lap number 1 and turn number 3.
Probably going to be right up there with the Toyotas, if anything, for this first lap. I mean, maybe for the second lap, but I'm not. But as far as this first lap, it's going to be pretty average as they cross the start-finish line. We've been averaging about 44.4s to 6s
Ooh.
And this is a 44.3.
Why on average a little bit better than average, just slightly. A really good first lap from Angel Gutierrez. And this could be a top 3, top 4 1, and could possibly break up the top 4 lockout of the Fords. 205 down the back stretch. 206, can we hit 207?
Almost flirted with it, but consistently right around 206. I think, yeah, this is probably going to be right up there with maybe the Fords, if anything, but definitely going to be right up there with Toyotas, if not with the Fords.
Definitely going to be a great lap from Angel Gutierrez. 43.983. That's going to be third for Angel Gutierrez. Just outside of the top 2 front row, but what a lap from Angel Gutierrez.
Pretty solid lap. That is definitely the fastest Chevrolet that we've seen all day. So we got 2 more Chevys to go. I'm really excited.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting. Great one from Gutierrez, and up next is little car, the number 78 of Wyatt Walker, with 2 cars to go. With 2 drivers left here in single car qualifying, we have this number 78 of Wyatt Walker, who won at Auto Club last season, finished 11th in the point standings. And of course, the team owner is right beside me in the Elijah Leonard, and I'm gonna let you talk about the 78 team here in qualifying.
Yeah, with Wyatt Walker, of course. You mentioned it last season. Won 1 race that was at California, I want to say. Ended up finishing 11th in points, so he had himself a pretty solid season last time around. This time he's driving the number 78 for yours truly, so I'm really excited. I mean, Wyatt's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for a very long time, and I really cannot wait to see what this number 78 has in store for everybody here. Crossing the line here, 195. I think that's the slowest that we've seen everybody cross the start-finish line to take the green, but that was only their get-up-to-speed lap. About 198 going through the corners. I'm really curious, though, of how this 78 is going to go here. Well, about 200 as they hit the back straightaway, about 202. Your first lap, as we've seen all session long, is not going to be the best lap. We've already seen that with a lot of these cars, but it's always that second lap that people have got to lean on here. Coming off of 4, it looks like averaging about 201, so let's see what this first lap's going to be. 200 across the stripe, 44.742. That
might be one of the worst first laps that we've seen, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely not something that you want to see, especially for me since I'm the team owner. That's definitely not something I want to see, but it's good to see that he made it to the final round. But still, though, this isn't really the result that you want to see. About 204 going into turn 3, so he's definitely gonna have a better second lap, but I just don't necessarily think. I think he might be better than Messi, maybe Garcia, but I don't know. We'll see.
Wyatt Walker, not a great lap time for the 78. It would be a 44.407.
Oh, no.
That is the slowest time of the day.
Well, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, might have to work on that 78 car before the duels in the 500. Not a good lap time from Wyatt Walker, and right now, it is going to be bringing Beal on the front row, possibly. But we have 1 driver left, and it's another chaser from Season 4, the number 43 of Joe Rutkowski. Here we go, the 12th and final driver here in Daytona 500, Round 2 single car qualifying. It's the number 43 for Legacy Motor Club. It is Joe Rutkowski. Last season, he got a clutch victory at Pocono to get himself into the Season 4 chase, and he got 6th in the point standings. And his team owner is Chris Jericho / LT. No, it's not Bachelor Wrestler, but it's going to be interesting what happens here with this 43 team. I'm looking forward to what this team can do with Eli Blight, LT, and Joe Rutkowski all together. It could be a very scary team, and have to wait and see if they can stop the number 12 of Team Penske from getting the pole for the 500.
As he comes across the line this time by. Looks like it's going to be about 198. Crossing the start finish line to start off his lap. Pretty consistently right around 201, maybe 202 here as he exits turn 2, heads down the back straightaway.
Oh boy, this
now
is looking good, Elijah.
Now we're about to really see it here. About 205 is probably going to be about 206 here pretty consistently.
207 consistently on lap number 1 for Joe Rutkowski.
Oh man, I think this might actually be a really good first lap here. Probably right up there with what, Sanvitale?
I think so. 204 at the line. That's only second time, and that's I think maybe slightly faster than the number 12. I think the 12 to the 44.066 or something like that was Kowski with a 44.013 on his first lap. 204 and 205 at St. Turn number 2.
Now let's see if he can actually get up to 208. This is going to be interesting.
208!
He hit it!
208. 208 from Rutkowski. I think that's going to do it. He was fastest in group number 1 of qualifying. And Joe Rutkowski off of turn number 4. Oh my goodness, 205 coming to the line. Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
This is it. 43.627 is not by much, but it is enough. Joe Rutkowski will start on the pole for the Daytona 500, and Alex Sanvitale will start second.
Look at that. That was the best for last. Joe Rutkowski dethroned Sanvitale.
Wow. What a lap. 208 from Rutkowski. Well, how about them apples, Elijah? What a lap time from Joe Rutkowski. The very last car to go out, and he beats out Sanvitale and Team Penske for the pole for the Daytona 500. It would be the number 43 on pole and the number 12 starting second.
Man. Yeah, I don't know how else you could really put it there because, well, for what we've seen from the Chevrolets, I mean, the Chevys themselves, I mean, when we got to about Messi and Ace Garcia, you know, they weren't all that strong. Of course, Wyatt Walker, definitely the weakest of all the Chevrolets. Of course, very unfortunate, especially from the team owner's perspective. But Gutierrez, especially for his Daytona 500 only experience, of course, in the 6th spot. So definitely racing with nothing to lose heading into Thursday. But man, Joe Rutkowski, of course, out of all the Chevrolets, the best for last. Goes out, absolutely lays down a monster lap with a 43.627. Takes away the pole position from Sanvitale, dethrones the Fords. I mean, hey, if there's any sort of Ford, if there's any Chevrolet that could take on the Fords, I think it's just going to be this number 43 of Joe Rutkowski. The Legacy Motor Club, I think they probably took a little bit from Ford's homework, and they are going to be a very dangerous team heading into the Daytona 500.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, fantastic lap time from Joe Rutkowski, and it's going to be very interesting what happens. No matter what happens during the Power Duels on Monday night, it will be Joe Rutkowski and Alex Sanvitale on the front row for the Daytona 500. Beal not going to start third, but he's going to be in duel number 1, Logan Williams in duel number 2, and John Anderson in duel number 1, and so forth. So it's going to be very interesting of what ends up happening in those duels. But what a fun experience here at Daytona. Never doing a single car qualifying before. I wanted to try this out with the top 12, but this was very exciting, very nerve-wracking as well. Came down to the final car, and Joe Rutkowski steals it at the last possible second. One last question for you, Elijah, before we jump off the air. What do you think we might see going into the Power Duels on Monday night?
Well, we are going to see, of course, I mean, obviously with with this version of Daytona, we're going to see a bunch of 3 wide, of course, with smaller groups. I mean, 4 wide is still going to be a problem, but not as much when you have all 42 cars on the racetrack. But definitely, as far as the duels go, of course, we're going to see a lot of drivers trying to optimize a strategy to try to get themselves some really good starting spots for the Great American Race. But as far as other drivers that are looking to try to get into the Daytona 500, they're going to be racing like there's no tomorrow. Racing like it's nobody's business with nothing to lose. They're going to let it all hang out there and try to get themselves into the Great American Race of the Daytona 500. Should be really fun this Thursday.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's going to be a fun duels. The duels are always wild, and if it's anything like last year, hopefully it's not anything like last year, but if it's anything like last year, then we could be in for one heck of a show. 8 Daytona 500 Illinois drivers, 4 of them will make it into the 500, and the winners will start 3rd and 4th, and we will have to wait and see what happens today on Monday night. But of course, no matter what, it will be Joe Rutkowski and Alex Sanvitale starting on the front row for the Season 5 Daytona 500. Thanks for Elijah for joining me up here in the booth. Good luck in the duels and 500 with 78 machine. Hopefully you have a better luck in those races, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit different than what I've done in the past for qualifying, but I said why not, and it was pretty fun. I can say that for myself and Elijah. Congratulations to Joe Rutkowski on winning the pole for the 500, and we will see you guys, I believe, on Monday for the next event here on Speed Weeks. And yeah, that is Monday. So Monday, after the Super Bowl, didn't want to affect the Super Bowl, but night after the Super Bowl on Monday, February 12th, we will go racing for the duels. So until then, for Elijah, I'm Nathan Stapleton, and we will see you guys next time here at Daytona. Bye!
Peace!